Welcome to Trivia Club.
Hey there, welcome lady and or gentlemen to Deep Thoughts on SNL, an SNL review and discussion podcast. It's Monday morning and I'm trying not to wake people up, so I might be a little quiet. Anyway, this is a podcast spin-off of the SNL Fantasy League, the Toronto Trivia Club's basically a sports fantasy league, but with SNL cast members. We grade them based on their performance on the show, and we get into arguments about it. It's fun. Today we're talking about season 39, episode 20, Charlize Theron, The Black Keys, aired May 10th, 2014. Sketch list, really quick. Black Keys performed Fever and Bullet in the Brain. The cold open was Hillary Clinton and Michelle Obama. The monologue was about how she can't sing. Come to a game show with your mom, it'll be fun. Girlfriend's talk show with the drama teacher. HBO First Look, Dragon Babies. Heshi talks to women about your man plan. Weekend update with the real Barbara Walters and Bobby Moynihan as drunk uncle. Bikini beach party with the blown out carcass of a whale. Cat rescue commercial, and a pre-tape bit about tourists in New York. And in news, me and Leah, who is my guest today, will be talking about Will Ferrell and Adam McKay taking up the Flintstones franchise, John Mulaney's sitcom being expanded to 16 episodes, Casey Wilson's show getting a time slot, and Parks getting an official notice for a final season starting mid-season next year. So again, Leah is my guest today, just one-on-one. It brought a different energy, and you will see it gets a little loopy, also because we recorded late on a Sunday. This episode just kind of came together at the last minute, including this 8 a.m. on a Monday intro. If you want to follow Deep Thoughts on SNL's Twitter, we tweet about news related to the alumni and cast of the show, some writers too. If you're listening on SoundCloud, you can subscribe on iTunes. It's easier, you dummy. So subscribe to the Trivia Club Network on iTunes. It's us and a bunch of our sister podcasts on the Trivia Club Network, all one feed. Super easy. And then go to triviaclub.blogspot.ca for our Godfather Russell Harder's official write-up with official point tallies for the league. I just do an unofficial one about how each cast member did in terms of our fantasy league, as well as his thoughts on each episode, and music that you're listening to right now, and it might even be louder than my voice, done by Philip Kanaka. Okay, that's it. We're going to go to the episode now. Thank you. Bye.
And now, Deep Thoughts.
Do you want to just get right into it?
Yeah, let's just do the damn.
All right. Oh, that's the positive energy we need.
Yeah.
Should we start with the cold open?
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know. I don't quite know what I think about it.
I did not like it at all. And you know what? More than that, moreover, Vanessa Bayer, she's kind of losing ranks with me.
You personally?
Yeah.
That impression was not a strong impression.
I don't think that was an impression.
No.
I think that was her sitting there talking.
I think we're both just, edging inch by inch into saying it was a bad impression. It was a bad impression.
It was.
We didn't want to say it right away, but she's mostly just yelling?
I don't even know what she was doing. It wasn't, I didn't think, I don't understand why they opened with that. I really, really don't.
There are multiple things to address with it. First of all, to be fair, I don't think Amy Poehler's impression of Hillary Clinton was ever spectacular or accurate or the funniest thing she's ever done. I think it kind of became Hall of Fame-ish because they did the sneaker-upper where Hillary Clinton actually came on the show. But, yeah, Vanessa Bayer's wasn't as strong. And the weird thing was, I thought Sashir's Michelle impression was closer to a Barack Obama impression than a Michelle impression. Am I crazy?
No, I would agree. When I was watching that, I was like, I never realized how much Michelle acts like Obama.
Wait a second. I don't know if that... Yeah, I don't know. She does have a certain cadence to herself, and I guess in retrospect that maybe it sounds a bit like Barack, but I think they were purposely going for Sashir was trying to sound as much like Pharaoh's Obama as possible to make it clear that this is a couple. You know, for the people in America who don't know who Michelle Obama is. Oh,
for all of them out there.
Is she related to that Obama person?
Yeah, they're cousins, second cousins or something, I think.
But I also I read on the AV Club today that that reviewer's problem with the Open was he didn't understand what the source of the joke was, because it Michelle Obama and Hillary Clinton don't have a rivalry as far as we know.
I think it was just supposed to be, the joke was just that Michelle's a good mom and Hillary Clinton's a bad mom and everyone hates her.
Oh, was it a bomb? It was a mom joke? I thought, see, it seemed to be half like, well, the role of the first lady has changed. As in, like, Hillary Clinton used to basically do, like, Secretary of State stuff in the 90s, and then she became Secretary of State. And Michelle Obama just kind of goes around and promotes being healthy, rather than, you know, diplomacy kind of stuff. But,
yeah, I think it went into that after Michelle Obama was talking about what a great mom she is.
Okay.
Because she got the Mother of the Year award, and, you know, Hillary was like, oh, well, I may or may not be putting myself in for that award, or, you know, whatever.
Oh, like, right, yeah, and transitioning into... It was basically, she was saying the same thing about what she does when everyone asks her about running for president.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Okay. But, it was weird, because it kind of came off as, we got two women in a room, obviously they're going to go at it.
Yeah, it was just... it wasn't funny, it wasn't very original, and it just seemed kind of all over the place. So I don't know why they decided to open with that, because it didn't seem like they even had a clear concept of what the joke was going to be, other than these women, for no apparent reason, are just going to be nasty to one another.
Woo! Catfight.
Yeah. Meow!
That was a dying cat or a pig. I'm not sure what sound I just made.
Just to be clear, for the audience listening, that was us making those noises. There's not actually a cat in the room.
There's not a cat in the room. We didn't even, you know, go out and record a cat and then drop the sound effect in. That was all coming out of our mouths live.
Pure talent, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we should harp on this like another minute or two, because I don't think people are going to believe us unless we're really strongly pushing that we just did that with our mouths.
Yeah, I'll do it again. Meow!
Oh my god.
Yeah, I can do it at the drop of a hat. I can make a cat noise.
Oh look, a hat dropped.
Meow!
On time. Nice. Though the audience seemed to be really into it, especially when it's like, well, maybe because you quit your job, and the audience went, oh.
Oh, no, she didn't.
Like a Springer episode. But that was, I'm just transitioning into how the audience was very on board that, it seemed, but not on board the monologue whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, when I was watching it this morning, I was like, do I just not feel like laughing? Because honestly, hardly anything did it for me this episode.
Okay.
Just hardly anything.
Okay.
I did think the monologue was cute. I thought it was a cute take, and I thought it was had a lot more energy than some of the last couple of monologues that we've seen. That I felt depended on, you know, special guests coming in. And
I think I have the same fatigue that the internet reviewers, at least in general, seem to have, judging from reading like Vulture and Navy Club, is that enough songs in the monologue. In fact, they decided to use "You Can't Sing" as a reason to sing, which seems insane. It seems like a dumb... And actually, well, okay, a couple things to point out. So first, yeah, I felt there was some, like, just pregnant pauses after Charlize Theron was supposed to be, like, after she said something that was supposed to be not necessarily a punchline, but something to get a little bit of laughter or people on her side, and it was just, like, silence.
Yeah.
And
yeah, she really didn't get any sort of reaction with that monologue.
No. And then she seemed nervous based on the lack of response altogether.
Because she would kind of hold it and be like, no, nobody's biting.
By the way, we did that with our mouths. We didn't bring in a confused Charlize Theron into the room and have her on mic.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Charlize Theron is not here right now.
Mm-hmm. Is it Theron or Theron?
I don't know. Taryn.
Just throw that in with Joust and Jost and Zameda and Zamada and Bayer and Bayer for the names I change every episode.
Yeah. Who knows? Let's just go with it.
Also, but I don't know if it was the nervousness or... Did she seem like genuinely hurt when recounting the story about how her singing got cut from the 2000 episode?
I wouldn't be... She's somebody who has just never struck me as having a sense of humor about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wouldn't be surprised if she was a little bit butthurt about it.
It almost seemed like it might have been something that a writer mentioned or like she brought up, and then like the writers ran with it and went like, "Oh, isn't that a cute anecdote?" And she's like, "Yeah,
sure,
sure." Again, Charlize Theron is not here. Not here. We did not land that coup. We're going for Andy Samberg, but I don't think we're going to get a response.
What?
What?
What's that? Andy Samberg's here? Come in, Andy. Come say hello.
Hey! Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Coming back this fall. Bye.
That was weird. Thanks for coming in, Andy.
You didn't see it, but his shaggy hair was everywhere. He pulled some faces. It's amazing how much of an Andy Samberg impression is not in the voice. It's a lot in his face.
It's a lot of facial, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he was here. He was here.
I don't know why he said impression, actually, because he was here.
Yeah, just to clarify, that was Andy Samberg.
Also, I don't know if it's clear to the listeners, we're recording this a lot later in the day than we usually do.
I don't know why that would be clear to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're like, I can definitely tell from the low energy that this was recorded at 8:20 p.m.
I don't think it's low energy compared to usual. I think there's less competing to jump into every pause because we don't have a third person that we can't see the face of. So, on a Skype call when there's a silence and two people suddenly jump in and what? Hey, what?
But Brian's surely going to be kicking himself now that we had a special guest appear, our first ever.
You know what I did like, though, was the come do a game show with your mom. It'll be fun, or whatever it was titled.
I thought that was really cute. I thought Kyle Mooney, when he was like, I don't want to be here. And she's like, no, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It was very mom-esque.
You could kind of see where it was going, but they got a lot of the details right.
Yeah.
I thought the weakest part at the end was the showing the neighbors and stuff and saying what the mom thinks of them. But just the little jokes, Oh, we need to have A.D. Bryant's character. She needs to be around people and learning things after her accident or whatever it was.
Yeah, I actually thought that A.D. Bryant, she was kind of the weak link in that.
Oh, really?
To me. Because I liked when she went to the screen and she was like, why am I mad at this person or whatever. I thought that was kind of funny.
And she knows what she did?
Yeah, she knows what she did. She didn't say hi to me at Safeway, that bitch.
Mom, I need you to shut down your Facebook if I win.
Yeah.
I can't do that. That's my window into your world.
Yeah.
A lot of good little details. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
I did love Moynihan.
Rob?
Yep. Have we not revealed to the audience that we are each other's mothers?
No, I don't think we have.
It's a weird...
It's a weird, crazy world.
Mm-hmm.
There's time travel involved.
It's a convoluted sci-fi Doctor Who, Orphan Black kind of...
Yeah.
We're not sure who gave birth to who.
Yeah. And we probably shouldn't go into too much detail because they'll get confused by it. And needless to say, Rob and I are each other's mothers.
Well, actually, we already went into detail for like about 15 minutes, but then we traveled back in time.
And then erased it.
Cut that shit out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cut off at the bud.
Because we really don't want too many people knowing about that.
No. No, what we do want is to keep it to ourselves so that we can write a script for a companion show to Orphan Black. Pitch it to space. I'm in town.
Pitch it to space, yeah.
Yep. Then there was Girlfriend's Talk Show. Are we both bored with Girlfriend's Talk Show?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was always kind of on the fence about Girlfriends. I feel like there was only one that I thought was really funny. And, yeah, it's the same thing every time. It's what we talked about before, where they'll take, like, a good, premise, and then they just kind of don't go anywhere with it, but they keep doing the same skit over and over and over again.
A couple things I'll give them is that I think Charlize Theron as the fire drama teacher was a more original character than just usually bringing in a female host as Cecily Strong's new friend.
Yeah. I did actually really like her. I think that was my favorite character that she played. Was the fire drama teacher.
And I also think that they've actually done a decent job with this sketch of expanding 80s character, where she kind of always she's having her new activities and kind of a burgeoning sexuality and stuff. Whereas Cecily Strong's...
I don't know, because the Josh Hutcherson one was like, her like all googly over Josh Hutcherson.
Which one, 80 or Cecily?
80.
Okay. But
I feel like she's always like 2 seconds away from starting to hump a pillow or something.
Just in general, 80 Brian. That could almost be true of many of her characters. But I feel like they've kind of one-dimensionalized Cecily's character. Just every episode is awesome and a joke about her crazy boyfriend.
Yeah. I don't think it's a strong reoccurring skit.
2 thumbs down?
And, yeah, well, I'll give it a half a thumb for Charlize. Yeah.
Okay. You're cutting your thumb in half, putting it on the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for Charlize.
What, for reference, what do we give the mom game show? Like 5/6 of a thumb?
5, yeah. That seems about fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Real bloody on my desk right now. I'm just saying. Then, actually, I was really impressed by this, the HBO first look at the Dragon Babies.
I really like the Dragon Babies. That was one of the 2 videos, or I guess there were 3 videos, huh?
Tourists,
Dragon Babies and Cocktail Hour?
Oh, that's a cut sketch.
Oh, okay.
I haven't even been able to see that.
Okay.
Yeah, NBC's
Dragon Babies and the Tourists, I thought, were the highlights of the evening.
Yeah. And more Mike O'Brien is always good.
Oh, Mike O'Brien, wasn't he fantastic as Rick Shoulders?
Was that the name of the Chicago guy?
Yeah, the cop.
Oh man, so great.
He was and he actually did some acting. Like, he was very good.
And real life girlfriend Cecily as his Chicago wife.
Yeah.
Sharing sandwiches and kisses.
There's cheese on both of these, damn it.
And people online have been remarking that the CGI was surprisingly good. This must have been in the work for like more than a week.
That's as soon as it started, I was like, they had to have been doing this for like 3 weeks, right?
Which seems weird. Like, is it just that they thought it wouldn't work unless it almost looked like it could be a real movie?
No, maybe they just take pride in their work, Rob.
I don't think Lorne Michaels has ever said, yes, we're going to work on this for about 3 weeks.
You don't think so? I just find it so hard to believe that animation was done, like starting on Tuesday or something.
Oh no, I agree with you. I think it's been in the works for a while. I'm just kind of curious about the behind the scenes, like when it was decided we're going to kind of go all in on the animation.
Maybe it was one of those things that they decided to just start working on, and then, like, once they got close to finishing it, which was now, because Charlize was, like, an easy plug-in, so...
Mm-hmm. You know what? Actually, I wonder how long a TV Funhouse was usually to make.
I don't know, because...
They do have history, so the show does have history with animation in general.
They do. Those TV Funhouses, though... Well, I don't know how hard it is to do animation. I know nothing about animation. I would think because of how low quality it was, that it wasn't that hard to do them. But maybe back then, that was like super fantastic quality. And people every week were like, I don't
think it was super fantastic quality. These were made in... TV Funhouse was like late 90s through the 2000s.
Was it late 90s? Okay,
Yeah, this was the
that's
second
pretty
decade
bad.
of The Simpsons. It's not like
I thought TV Funhouse was from like the 70s.
when Hanna-Barbera was being made. Wait, hold on. You thought TV Funhouse? TV Funhouse got in trouble for all these Iraq sketches with George W. Bush, and you thought you thought they were made in the 70s?
Yeah, I guess I just remember vaguely watching them. I don't remember like what the content was to any of them. I just know I've seen them, but I can't quote you a TV Funhouse.
I don't understand how you think that they're 40 years old, though.
Well,
don't
I
understand
time travel a lot, so I get confused. You know,
Fair point. Fair point.
it gets muddled. It just all gets muddled.
What about Heshi? Oh, I was so happy with Heshi. Nope, not from you.
Once again, I just don't know if I wasn't in the mood to laugh today. Maybe I had no laughter in my heart. I don't know.
Even if you didn't find the idea funny, were you at least impressed by the coordination and the choreography?
I was very impressed with that. And Mike O'Brien, once again, I thought is adorable playing his son.
Mom, you're embarrassing.
And he just like slowly goes behind the computer.
If you have to have one line in a sketch, that was a great use of it.
Yeah.
But, no, just like, Nassim, maybe this is why Nassim's not in that many sketches, is because she tries to, like, choreograph a 5-minute long thing with probably 100 different gestures and sound effect cues.
Oh, Nassim goes balls to the wall. Every time she's in a sketch, she really is top notch.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna miss her. I feel like the Mulaney, series order is probably gonna take her off the show.
Oh, absolutely. And if it doesn't take her off the show,
she's insane.
Certainly don't pick her for your SNL draft.
That's true. That's absolutely true. Although, to be fair, I don't think anybody had her high on the list this year, knowing how she's been treated in past seasons.
Yeah. I know it was between her and Tim Robinson.
Yep. Actually, for me, it was between Aidy Bryant and Nassim Pedrad, and I had not warmed up to Aidy Bryant yet. I feel like this year she really broke out, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, amazing, I thought just amazing work from Nassim and Theron, as much as she kept up with her.
Mm-hmm.
And come on, how did you not laugh at Gail, Heshi?
Yeah, it was cute, and I did think out of the sketches that was one of the higher up for me.
Okay,
but I still wasn't like, there wasn't anything that I was just like, oh, ha 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 ha.
Or even when she showed up again, you were like, oh, thank God. You weren't like happy that she returned. Did you remember she was a recurring
character?
The only
time I was happy is that I have Nassim, so anytime she appears, I'm like, oh, thank God.
Oh, you poor woman.
Yeah.
Were you at least happy, let's jump ahead, when Keenan made one of his few appearances at the very end of the Bikini Beach party?
Keenan was like so absent from this episode.
He really was. Wait until the points.
He has, 10 points? He was in 2 skits, right?
I'll give that away. 25 points, actually.
Really? See, that's much better than I thought. Because, yeah, he comes in as the little, Captain D's fisherman.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What are those fish sticks called? He was dressed as that guy, like the fish stick guy.
Oh, I didn't catch that. This might be a U.S. thing.
I don't remember what brand it is, but there's fish sticks that they sell here, and Keenan was dressed exactly like the man on the fish sticks box. Except
I really like that sketch, though.
Did you?
Yeah.
I did like 80 in that skit.
That too. I thought it had a number of different threads that I all found amusing. I thought they kind of played yes, let's meet by the whale that is filled with gas, methane gas. They played that one or two too many times, but I found the idea of the bloated whale carcass funny. I found the explosion funny. I found the dancing in non-bikini bikinis funny. I found Aidy Bryant calling out how weird it was funny.
I also thought it was funny that they mentioned a couple of times he was 20 and they were 13.
22 and 13.
Yeah. He's so cool. He's the only 22-year-old who talks to us.
Also, I will not be afraid to admit, I turned to my girlfriend in that first shot of the sketch and said, Taran Killam is buff.
I was thinking Taryn was looking a little rough.
Really?
In the episode. I was wondering if he was sick.
Completely different standards for men.
I guess so. I mean, no, I wasn't even that impressed with the shirt being off. I'd take it, but I'd leave it as well, you know?
Wait, what does that mean, that you would take it and you would leave it?
You know, if it was there, it's there. But if it's not, it's not. Meh.
I think leave it means that you have to have the choice of either... It's like catching a fish, and you either take it off the hook or you throw it back.
Yeah, but you can take it or you can leave it, alright?
Okay. I think that is the expression. I'm not sure what you said before. I'm really lost.
Either way. I thought he was looking a little sickly this week.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Go back and look at his face. He looked sick.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't mean to,
How dare you hurt Taryn. My teammate.
Taryn.
I'm a very protective coach.
I'm sorry.
Manager. Whatever fantasy league parallel there is to me drafting him.
I take it all back.
Thank you. Update?
Update.
Nah.
On who?
On update. On weekend update.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my god. Okay.
I'm glad you laughed at that joke, because so many of them, you're just like, Leah, why?
Do you want to explain the joke that I missed over Facebook? Because I'm sure everyone will find it hilarious.
It was pretty funny. Come on.
I said, how's 8 o'clock? Meaning as in, how's it for a recording time? And you said, I don't know, I have to ask him. And in my mind, I was wondering, wait, did you find a third person to record? What is going on? Who do you have to ask?
But what I did was assume 8 p.m. was a person.
Yep. Yeah, you did. And that was a confusing 2 minutes of my life.
But I do not have drums here. That was me doing that with my mouth.
I was going to say, I don't know if that deserves drums, but I also don't think that those were drums. I think that was... Those were not... The shh is not a cymbal sound.
Is it not?
I think it's closer to tss. You do a shh like the ocean. I don't understand. Ocean. Dun 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 dun. Basically, people don't know, but when people do after a joke, they're not referring to a drum sound. They're referring to the 20th Century Fox music from the beginning of a movie, followed by a trip to the ocean.
Yes,
Bum-ba-dum.
that's exactly right.
Shh, caw, caw.
Get the bird out of here.
Caw. That's a good joke. Caw.
That bird talks. Oh my god. It's the crazy. I don't know what's happening right now.
I was trying to think in my head a way to continue that scene. Something about trapping the bird and putting him on the road like King Kong, letting people come to see the talking bird. Then it would break loose.
And then all hell breaks loose.
Go to the top of the Empire State Building.
And the government comes after him.
Poop on people.
They want the talking bird.
You'll never catch me. Caw. Moving on.
Update.
Well, there were a bunch of things to talk about in Update. First of all, there was the breaking nudes joke.
I liked it. I dug it.
I did not.
Although, I needed him to enunciate nudes. Because I didn't hear a difference between news and nudes when he was
I don't know
saying
if we were supposed to. I don't know if we were supposed to hear nudes until it actually showed us nude people breakdancing.
I thought it was cute.
In any case, there was kind of crickets from the audience. Crickets from Cecily, I think. She didn't look impressed. I was not impressed.
I'm going to say that sounds like a joke I would have written.
So you were very proud of it. You were very proud of it.
I was tickled with that. Because I sat
As
there
if it
going,
was your own.
Yeah. Ooh, you see what they did there?
I did. I saw it. Wish I hadn't.
Oh, it was cute.
I think I tweeted, I have mixed emotions over that gag. And I think it got retweeted a few times.
It doesn't seem like you had mixed emotions. It seems like you're anti.
Well, I had mixed emotions at the
nudes.
time. Now I'm just. Now I'm against it. Yep.
You're completely on one side. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm against breakdancing and nudes.
You're against nudes?
Yeah.
That seems like a weird thing to be against.
Put on some cutoff shorts. Then there's Barbara Walters, which I thought was very sweet.
I don't know.
Okay, first of all, I enjoyed...
She was a little scary to me.
Scary?
At one point, I was like, is this like a robot of Barbara Walters? Like, when she was, like, staring at the camera and she had the crazy eyes going?
You just haven't seen that this is how Barbara Walters has been for the last 10 years.
No.
I thought first of all, I enjoyed the flashbacks to the past impressions. Though it was weird that they didn't have Nassim just do it there and then have Barbara Walters interrupt her. But I also thought she was very gamely playing along to jokes about herself, about her career, specifically about her voice. She put on that fake voice to show that her current voice is real, and the whole soften the camera for whatever interview subject you have.
Yeah, but that joke was messed up with the cameras.
True. She was looking at the wrong camera.
Yeah, I feel like all of her jokes just kind of fell flat because she's not a comedian, I would suppose.
No, but I think if we're ranking it among the pantheon of non-comedians who come on to self-deprecate themselves or make jokes about themselves, plus she's an old lady, I found it very sweet and endearing.
Oh, sure, okay.
Am I not allowed to think that?
You're completely allowed to think that. I will not express my full view for not wanting to seem like a horrible person, especially when she may not be alive much longer.
Ooh. You put the jinx on her. The gypsy's curse.
Oh, man.
I was about to say if she wakes up dead tomorrow, but that wouldn't happen. She would just stay asleep.
Unless she was a vampire.
We have not covered that. That is a possibility. It's always a possibility. Have we seen Barbara Walters look into a mirror?
No.
No.
She has a little vampire-ish qualities, I would say.
I think you're just talking about the qualities of an old woman.
That is also possible. I get them confused.
Bobby Moynihan came back as Drunk Uncle.
Always a pleasure.
It was alright. Not too much memorable. It's probably bad that the only thing I found especially memorable was a complete non sequitur where he just said, Jew kids on the block.
Yes. I thought that was quite funny.
But that was one of the ones he just kind of tossed out that wasn't even related to whatever complaint he was making.
Yes.
Can't really remember anything else. I remember him saying selfie me a few times.
I remember him saying he didn't graduate
college.
School. Yeah, something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he called Colin Seth.
Did he?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Oh, you didn't catch that? Right at the beginning, it's like, or I don't know, he just said like, Drunk Uncle, we haven't seen you in a while. Have you been doing good? That's right, Seth, I have something. Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Because he probably wouldn't know who he was talking to.
Because he's an alcoholic.
I was going to say because they all look alike.
Both. I mean, if you're just a plain looking white guy, then if you have that drunk vision, everything's squiggly.
Although Colin has the great hair. He has great hair, doesn't he?
Uncancel Colin Jost. He has great hair. Pretty long hashtag. Apparently there's... Apparently there is a hashtag trend that happens is cancel Colin Jost. Apparently people dislike him that much.
I was kind of thinking I wouldn't be terribly distraught if he didn't come back next year.
Ooh, and you were on his side because you've seen him in person, you've talked to him. You're basically friends.
Yeah. Although he would not admit to being a friend of the show. Lovely guy. He was, but I don't know. Have we given him enough time to see if he works? And I
don't think so.
No,
I think he started. I don't think he started strong. I think Tina Fey, who was the last head writer to turn update anchor without actually being on the show beforehand, had a stronger opening because she had that women news segment, I think. Mm-hmm. And Colin's just kind of been literally Seth's replacement, including kind of his delivery and smirking.
Yeah, see, I don't feel like he has, like, a very good sense of timing with jokes, which is weird as a comedian. It doesn't seem like he has a natural sense of timing.
I think, in part, it's just a problem of, we happen to have... Although, well, again, this is kind of true of, like, Jimmy Fallon and Tina Fey, but, like, Cecily's only been doing it for almost a season now, but she's still, like, very fresh, and she's now the veteran on a two-person team.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't think that's happened since Fallon and Tina Fey, but I think, Tina Fey was a sketch performer beforehand. I don't think Colin Jost is a sketch performer. I think he was just purely a writer and a stand-up. Yeah,
I think so. I don't think he has any sketch. But he's not in sketches, so that should be okay.
No, but I think Update needs a little bit more of a sketch sensibility than just a straight stand-up sensibility, or at least how they've taken Update in the last decade.
But what about Seth? Seth wasn't really a sketch guy.
Yeah, he was a regular cast member for, like, when did he take over Update? 2006?
I don't know.
But he was in the cast since, like, 2001, 2002.
I remember that he was in the cast, but he wasn't... he was always more of a writer, right?
No, he had, like, 5 years as, like, a regular cast member. The Needlers, he had recurring characters.
I guess I just don't remember him in anything.
I remember people being disappointed that he kind of stopped being a cast member to be
That's
Update.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I really don't recall. And, like, watching his show, when he has people on, he's like, we actually did a skit together, and he'll show pictures of them, in skits.
And you'll be like, I missed this entire season, I missed this episode.
I have no recollection of any of that.
Okay. Are you sure that in our... I was going to go through a very convoluted callback to the weird genetic history of our family that we have set up. Something about something about Orphan Black and wiping memories.
Times, wibbly wobbly, right?
I thought you were about to say, like I said, timing is important, and you were basically calling me out for fucking up a joke, just like Colin Jost.
But he's been on there long enough, and I feel like he's only had one joke that's really landed.
The cheerleader
and it was
dads.
Yes.
Yeah. Although who said this week? I wrote one down. Who said there's a new theater in Brooklyn with hot tubs?
That was Cecily.
Oh, okay. Saying, I'll be sure to check that out. Said Bacteria.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know. I don't know. I do need them, however, next season to reshoot their weekend update.
Oh, you don't like them smiling at the camera creepily?
It's so awkward. The little video that plays where it's like the two of them like walking out or whatever while they play the music.
Updates almost never had a good intro though.
But they look so awkward. And
yeah, but do you remember, like, Tina Fey and Jimmy Fallon would, like, walk past the camera briskly, and then, like, Jimmy would turn to the camera and smile, and it'd be really weird. And then Amy Poehler and Tina Fey just had a thing where they were, like, walking businesslike.
I didn't mind that one.
Okay. I think Seth made the right call. For a long time, he was just doing photos of himself, right? Photos of himself looking over jokes.
Yeah.
Yep. Serious Man Seth.
Yeah.
That's his nickname, by the way.
Yeah, that is. That's what we call him.
Mm-hmm.
In private, mostly.
Cat Rescue.
Meow.
I remember enjoying this sketch. I didn't even write anything down because I was enjoying all the little details and I was afraid I was going to miss stuff. But I don't remember anything about it.
See, I was enjoying it, and then I was just kind of like, the Charlize Theron, like, her character, Kat, like, when she started getting all weird, I was like, where did this come from? Like, halfway
where
through...
it's at. Something.
Yeah.
I did note that, I think I said on Twitter that the makeup for Charlize in this sketch rivaled what they did for her in Monster.
It really did.
It was not good makeup.
Because I was looking at that and I was like, how did they do that?
On purpose. On purpose, I'm saying. I'm not disparaging the makeup crew. I'm just kind of amazed that they decided to go like, no, really make her look a little weird, a little off.
Yeah.
Make it discomforting to look at her face.
Yeah, I was looking at that and I was just... Because you just can't imagine, like, making her not look gorgeous, right?
Pretty much.
Get it together.
Yeah. Do you want to repeat that line? You can't imagine?
I can't imagine how they would make her not look gorgeous. Like, it's astounding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they did it.
But they did it.
They did it. What were some of McKinnon's lines? There was one where... Oh, one that I really laughed at, and I think the audience did too. She just pulled out another cat, and she's like, this one's a real sociopath.
Yeah. The oldest one. The only one that wasn't a kitten. She's like, this is a sociopath. He's gonna need you to adopt another kitten so he can torture it.
To take all the torment out on that cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was good.
I don't know. And then the line about like, you come and adopt one cat, we'll force you to adopt all the other ones for free.
Yeah.
Little toss away lines like that. Kate McKinnon had a good night of just kind of being all the crazy characters she did. She
did a really good job.
Including the dreadlocked one in Tourists, which is the final sketch to talk about.
I thought that they all did very well in that sketch.
They all had like, it could have so easily been like, hey, crazy foreigners, but they all had like kind of a very specific character they've come up with.
Yes. They were all very specific. I really enjoyed it.
In completely different ways. It was great. And then just how they came up with kind of taking usual foreigner questions and turning them on their head in ways you couldn't see coming, but made total sense in retrospect. Kind of a lot of jokes where it's like, how did nobody think of that before?
Yeah.
Like the, do you know where this street is? No. Okay,
well,
what you do
that
is
line.
you go
Bobby
3
Moynihan.
blocks.
He was like, do you know where Arbolado Street is? She's like, no? Okay, well, you're gonna...
We just said that joke twice, and I'm
so
hoping
good.
that the listener is still laughing, because that is a solid joke.
It's so funny.
That is a great joke.
That's the only thing I wrote down from this episode was, do you know where Arbolado Street is?
And Charlize, can you take this camera?
Yeah. No, you
Same
take
idea.
the camera and I smile.
And then walked away.
Yeah.
While smiling. She didn't lie. She didn't lie.
No, she was smiling. They couldn't see her smiling, but she was.
I
also loved Jay Farrow when he's like, I need a Best Buy, and then he goes, and a soda.
That was his only appearance this episode.
It was his only appearance. And was he in it last week? He only had one last week as well, correct?
I think he was in a couple last week. He was Dennis Rodman last week. I remember that off the top of my head.
Oh, okay. Because I just remember
sketch.
him in the Chris Martin, Andrew Garfield skit.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Maybe he's doing some project or something that's taking him away for most of the week. So he just has short roles. He hasn't been Obama in a month or two?
He's been replaced with Sashir.
Yes. Slowly but surely they're going to cut
She's
down.
taking all of his parts.
The Michelle wig is going to be cut down shorter and shorter until it's just mostly shaved head, or number one, whatever Obama's haircut is. And her dresses are slowly going to become more and more masculine. Pantsuit, eventually just a straight-up suit.
And then we'll find out the truth that Michelle and Obama are the same person.
And that's the Sheer and Jay are the same person.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Jay's been getting paid twice as much this year. Hopefully that's not as controversial as the Leslie Jones stuff.
Hopefully not.
What we just said.
Yeah. I realize what you're... Because I so want to keep expanding on this, but I'm a little scared.
Cancel deep thoughts. Yeah. Cancel deep thoughts.
Hashtag cancel deep thoughts.
No, but that tours thing. Was it Beck Bennett as well who did the...
Emil?
I'm looking for Big Apple. Where's Big Apple?
Yeah.
Great stuff.
And the guy's just like, it's that way. And he had the Chicago map. I loved that as well.
Actually, Mooney was like clearly, well, obviously he was probably behind the scenes of that sketch as well, and he was like the driving force. He was like the first tourist, and I think the one who popped up most. I can't remember any of his lines.
He was just having people say stuff, and then he was just like yelling back in an American accent.
Oh, right.
I actually thought he was the weak point.
How do you say
Jazz Club? And then they'd say
Jazz Club.
Jazz Club, and then he'd be like, Jazz Club! And I was like, okay.
Well, when you do it, I laugh, so obviously he must have been funny.
I have been told I'm funnier than Kyle Mooney a couple of times.
What was McKinnon? McKinnon asked for a sex store.
She asked for a sex dungeon? Something like that, right? It was like, do you know where I can find a sex dungeon or a drug dungeon?
At what looked like Grand Terminal Station.
Yeah.
Grand Central, sorry.
Yeah, I think it was.
But the line of hers that stuck out for me, as well as her like ridiculous white dreadlocks, I want to say.
Yeah.
Was
I think they're still just dreadlocks. I don't think you have to.
I snuck in here. Oh, come on. Why did that take me a second to catch on to? Caucasian dreadlocks. I'm sorry. But that's just being factual. That's not referring to them in a derogatory way.
The color of the dreadlocks were,
yes,
in fact, white. There was also some purple dreadlocks in there.
I'm trying to figure out a way to connect this to Leslie Jones. I can't, so we're moving on. But I liked the line of, I snuck in here, I was in the cargo hold. That's anarchy right there.
Yeah, I was a stowaway. Didn't even pay for a ticket. It's anarchy.
Yeah, so overall, I feel like you were more positive on this episode than you gave yourself credit for at the beginning.
I try to keep it light. I try to be as positive as possible.
But overall, you weren't impressed.
Oh, I mean, the Dragon Babies and the Taurus, I really, really did love those two. Everything else, I could take it, but I could leave it.
Do you want to take some guesses at points?
Oh, golly gee.
I'm betting you will not. You'll be surprised by the top three.
I would guess Mike O'Brien. He seemed to actually be in it quite a bit. I don't know. Vanessa Bayer seemed to be... Did they get points for just doing voices? Because Vanessa Bayer was like the person off
No, we
screen
talked about this
talking.
weeks ago. I actually thought of that last night. We talked about how we will never be 100% sure who everyone's voices are in the commercial parodies and game show intros and stuff. So
Vanessa Bayer's voice is pretty recognizable.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it might be hard to figure out, okay, is that a male cast member? Which one is it? Is it one of the producers, like Steve Higgins? So
especially since you guys can't tell the women apart even when you're looking at them.
I can tell their voices apart, maybe. I'm not sure what Noelle Wells sounds like.
She just sounds like a girl.
Okay. I don't know. Do we want to go... Here, let's go... I'll give you the top three, and then I'll do regular cast members followed by featured.
Sounds amazing.
Top three overall, Cecily Strong, 62.
Yeah.
Which I was shocked by. I didn't feel like she popped up that much.
I felt like she was in a lot of the sketches.
Sashir,
I was going to say...
Sashir Zameda, number 2, 60 points.
Really? How?
35 in the opening for being in the opening and saying live from New York. But then, and so another 25 from there picked up throughout the show.
Okay.
Including
those opening sketches. God, those kill you.
How many times have we been rough on Russell about it though? We got to cut down on how much we yell at Russell about the points. Otherwise, he'll just out of spite keep it the way it is.
Well, I feel like you shouldn't get 20 points for being in the opening. Especially when, I guess, in my opinion, it's always the worst sketch of the night.
Well, I also think, in part it's because if you're in the opening, you have at least like a 50% chance of saying live from New York. Especially in the latest ones where they have like 4 or 5 people all say it. Just whoever was in the cold open. And then number 3, you were right, Vanessa Bayer. 55.
Yeah, because she kept popping up, and I just kept thinking, I am so not in love with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, when the season started, I was pretty not for Vanessa Bayer, and then as the season went on, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna give you some props, Vanessa. But she's just slowly going back down to...
So it's basically like the opposite of Sideshow Bob stepping on rakes. Where just like you really found her not funny at the beginning, and then you found her funny again the longer she went, and now you're really finding her not funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
I find her very one note. I think she can only do like 2 or 3 different things, and I'm not impressed. That was you stepping on a rake.
No, that was Sideshow Bob. He was in here.
Oh.
See what I did there? There you go. Callbacks. We really go for more shitty podcasting comedy when there's not a third person here to rein us in.
I think we've been delightful. Can I just say that? I think
saying we are delightful is the first step to turning delightful into just obnoxious and grating.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody finds anybody who calls themselves delightful. You've ruined it, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I do that sometimes.
Number 3 for the regular cast, Taran Killam, 45 points. Kate McKinnon, 42 points. Nassim Pedrad, 35. Bobby Moynihan, 30. Kenan Thompson, 25. Aidy Bryant, 25. Jay Farrow, 5.
Yeah.
Kind of weird for Jay Farrow.
Yeah.
Kind of off.
What are you going to do?
I thought Aidy would have done better. She definitely had a lot of, like, when she was there, she stood out, is what the words I was looking for. Compared to, like, Kenan, who has the same number of points, but was literally there. He was at the end of the whale sketch and in the monologue. That's what he got.
Was Viper a cut sketch as well? Now I don't even know what the hell I was watching.
If you go on NBC, I think it says dress version afterwards.
Oh, it was on Hulu.
And they don't say dress version afterwards?
No. It said, like, recommended clips or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, so after I watched the episode, and, like, usually on Hulu they cut sketches out of the televised. Yeah, so I'll have to go and find, like, the sketches that they cut out of it for whatever reason.
Not this time, because we've gone through every sketch.
Oh, okay.
That was on the show. Yes, I didn't magically know what sketches you had seen and what you had not seen.
Yeah, because there was a Viper one that Kenan was also in, and he was a real throwaway.
Wasn't Milheiser in that too?
Yeah, he was actually the lead in it. He was Viper.
I saw the thumbnail and I'm like, oh, Milheiser was in something. Because he was at the Good Nights after not appearing in anything.
Yeah, he was there for dress.
Why don't we go backwards? 0 points for Milheiser.
No?
5 points for Brooks Wheelan. I think he was only in the game show.
Yeah. But delightful in it.
10 points for Mooney. 10 points for Wells. 20 points for Bennett. 22 points for Mike O'Brien. And then, as we said, 60 points for Sashir.
Really? Was there only... I feel like Noelle should have more than 10 points.
What did she pop up in?
She was in Dragon Babies. She was in...
Bikini.
Oh, I'm thinking Morning Miami. She was in that as well. But...
Yep. Oh, I was disappointed to see... I haven't seen it yet, but I was disappointed to see a Morning Miami got cut. Was it just not as good as usual?
No, it really wasn't.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Meh.
Wait. Who is she in Morning Miami? Because is Vanessa...
She was a makeup person who comes on and tries to put makeup on Bobby, and Bobby takes the brush and throws it.
Okay. Yeah, I have Noelle just for Dragon Babies, but actually, in retrospect, I think she might have been in the background of the Bikini Party.
She was in the Bikini... I think she says a line in the Bikini Party.
Okay, so maybe she should be bumped up to 15. Again, this is all unofficial.
Unofficial.
triviaclub.blogspot.ca for official on Monday or Tuesday, depending on when Russell can get around to it. He's moving. He just moved. He's settling into his place.
Should we give his address?
Calm
his address
down,
is...
people. If you want to send him a housewarming gift, or something to take out your anger on the fact that the blog post was late this week, send it to 555 Klondike 5, Made Up Street,
Market House, Wisconsin.
What was the... I feel like there was a TV show that had a long tangent about, like, a detective asked for an address and was told 123 Fake Street. And then he actually went down to Fake Street. And he's like, there's not a 123 on this street. It just jumps to 150. And then he found the person he was chasing.
That sounds like Community?
I know it sounds hilarious the way I'm describing it.
Everything you describe sounds hilarious.
I'm cutting this out. All right.
Aw.
That was points.
Points!
Shall we move on to news?
Let's do it.
News! So, news this week that after Seth MacFarlane's failed attempt to launch a Flintstones animated primetime show a couple years ago, Adam McKay and Will Ferrell are taking over the Flintstones franchise and making an animated film, which historically have been the worst parts of... Actually, no, wait. That is strong language for the Flintstones franchise. The animated movies have been middling. They have been mediocre.
I don't remember a single animated film for the Flintstones. Like, theatrically released, or are we talking like a film length on television?
I think there were definitely film ones on television. I want to say there was a Jetsons Meets the Flintstones movie that was released to theaters after the Jetsons movie went to theaters.
Really?
I want to say that.
Where have I been my whole life?
All I'm saying is that the animated movies are blah from what I saw. I used to watch a lot of Flintstones in syndication. It
sounds like it. It sounds like you're very...
When I was in, like, kindergarten, it was playing on, like, PBS, I want to say. Like, they had, for whatever reason, they had syndication rights. So either it would be before afternoon, school in the afternoon, or after school in the morning. Because I had half days in kindergarten. Watched an hour of Flintstones, like, every day.
Interesting.
It was great. I loved it.
Didn't.
Yeah.
But do you think the live-action Flintstones are really what's the disgrace about Flintstones?
That's what I was building up to. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. When I was a kid, I didn't know that they were terrible.
I even had an inkling when I was a kid that they were terrible.
I thought they were... I didn't think they were great or anything. I just didn't realize how terrible... And I think they don't get recognized for... Some of the cheesiness does seem like directly from the show, like recreating the opening in live action, where he like slides down the dinosaur and stuff. I feel like people don't like that in live action, but I thought it was charming to recreate the animated version.
I have a problem with just about all of the casting that Rosie O'Donnell had in the 90s. She should not have
Every
been cast.
role she had, you mean?
Other than A League of Their Own. That was the only movie Rosie O'Donnell should have been cast in.
I haven't seen A League of Their Own.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my god. Is that the one with Tom Hanks as well?
Yeah.
Okay. As like the only dude. And Gina Davis.
No, Bill Pullman's in that.
Oh. See, I was
actually reading all these fun facts about it. Oh, John Lovitz is in it. As well.
You just happen to be reading fun facts about A League of Their Own?
I did. Last week, I was reading 75 things you didn't know about A League of Their Own. And there were some really interesting things, but since you haven't seen the movie, I can't really share them with you.
Yeah, it's a real twist-turny one, as I understand it. You'll be ruining some key plot developments for me.
Yeah, I think I would.
So, as I understand...
some of the stuff I was like...
As I understand, there's a baseball team, and one of the genders is all of it. But the twist is, which one will it be? Long walk off long pier for that joke.
There's some Gary Marshall's in it. There are guys in it.
Okay.
And he's saying,
look, I wasn't saying
I don't want to watch it because it's women playing baseball.
No, I wasn't even saying that. I was just trying to go, is it Tom Hanks in there as like the one dude on the poster? That's basically what I was trying to say. I wasn't saying fucking movie just filled with chicks, man. I don't know. I'm not on board with this.
I'm not okay with this.
I only watch movies that fail the Bechdel test.
What next? Women doctors?
What are they gonna vote between my sandwiches?
Just stop.
Next week on the AV Club, the Deep Thoughts on SNL podcast has generated a lot of controversy on Twitter.
Cancel Deep Thoughts.
Cancel Deep Thoughts. We should look into, maybe we should start naming episodes, and that could be our first name. # Cancel Deep Thoughts. No, the animated movies the live action movies were pretty much terrible, especially Viva Rock Vegas. Who was it? Although Jane Krakowski was Betty in that one, wasn't she?
She was. Was that Billy Baldwin? Stephen Baldwin?
I want to say Stephen. I think it's the one who went Christian.
And he replaced Rick Moranis was the original.
Oh, yeah!
One, right? Who was married to Rosie O'Donnell. Once again, amazing casting.
Wait, what?
Right? He was,
I thought you meant in real life. I thought you meant in real life. My mind was blown and my world was rocked for 3 whole seconds there.
That's in the dark timeline.
Rick Moranis and Rosie O'Donnell is a real life couple. Just the opposites in almost every way.
Yes.
Tall and short, loud and quiet.
But imagine how you felt about that.
Yep.
And then as a casting director being like, this is a perfect coupling.
That makes sense. Sense. This is 1994 and this makes sense.
Yeah.
John Goodman as Fred Flintstone made sense, though.
Yeah, he did. That was great casting. I don't even remember who the woman was who played Pearls.
Wasn't Wilma?
Wilma.
Yeah, I can't remember either. Wasn't Halle Berry in there as like the assistant to the evil villain?
Oh, that's asking way too much of me.
I think
to remember.
I think she was like, it was like Fred's boss was evil and was planning to like shut down the business or something. And then Halle Berry was the assistant who ends up helping the good guys because she's wary of her boss being an evil man.
That sounds about right. It was also the first time she did nudity in a movie.
Yes. Really controversial.
Really, really controversial.
But I mean, they kind of balanced out. They said they were going for equal opportunity, so they did have Dino do a full spread.
Yeah, it was pretty hot.
Mm-hmm. And then Great Gazoo in Viva Rock Vegas. Played by Alan Cumming, I want to say?
I don't think I ever saw that.
Is there anyone else who could play the Great Gazoo than Alan Cumming?
I don't think the answer would be yes.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, Farrell and McKay.
That's our update on
Farrell and McKay. First of all, Farrell's been involved, I feel like, in a few decent animated movies. He was in Curious George, which I think was surprisingly good. I watched it when I was helping out at kids camp. I just want to put that out there.
Sure.
I didn't watch it by myself.
Let's preface that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right.
Megamind was pretty good. Lego Movie is fantastic.
I still have not seen Lego Movie.
Oh, that's a fucking mistake.
I would agree.
Straight up.
Almost as bad as you not having seen A League of Their Own.
I think the Lego Movie is much more relevant to our times, the female gender, baseball. Lego Movie probably has a baseball in it somewhere. I think there's a baseball mitt in like a scene with a bunch of real world objects mixed in with the
counts.
Lego.
It counts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So McKay and Farrell.
But McKay, what has McKay done?
In terms of animated stuff?
Yeah.
I don't think anything.
So I think that's quite interesting. Yeah, I think that's a really interesting little fun fact.
I feel like he's
tidbit.
Been attached to a few family-friendly things, but he's never actually followed through with them. I feel like he was going to do a PG-13 Lost Boys remake.
That sounds awful.
What was I thinking? That or adapting a comic book. There were a few, like, he was going in a sci-fi supernatural direction for a while. But no, he just, every 3 years he comes out with a new Will Ferrell comedy, so I don't know.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I'd be down for an animated Flintstones.
Yeah, we'll see how it comes out.
Yeah.
Assuming it goes anywhere. I was actually kind of genuinely curious to see what the Seth MacFarlane version would be. I wouldn't watch it. I'm just curious how it would exist. Like how the humors would match up.
Yeah, I really like Family Guy, but that's the only thing Seth MacFarlane's done that I actually enjoy. And I say that not having watched
seasons of Family Guy.
I was going to say, I say that not having watched an episode of Family Guy in probably 4 years.
Okay, that's kind of passable. Pre-cancellation Family Guy is good. American Dad after like maybe season 2 or 3 is pretty good.
I've only seen season like 1 and 2 of American Dad, and it's awful.
Did you see the Christmas episode with Andy Samberg?
No. Should he come back and plug that?
he's imagine if in his monologue next week he doesn't mention Brooklyn Nine-Nine whatsoever. He's just like, and you can go back on Netflix and watch a 2006 episode of American Dad. I play Rappy the Christmas Rapture dinosaur. Yep, it's a fun episode.
It'll be like when Drake just plugged him being the ambassador for it. Yeah.
There was but yeah, that was a good episode. AV Club, I think, did a write-up about how American Dad every year just has a balls-to-the-wall Christmas episode. And it started with season 2 or 3 or something, where it was just an episode where the rapture happens. It just happens, and then it cuts, like, 10 years in the future, and, like, Jesus and Stan, like, Road Warrior, Mel Gibson-y kind of version of Stan have to team up.
Mad Max? Is that the...
Mad Max. Yeah. I was looking for something. I was looking for a name. Anyway, it's fun. And then Andy Samberg shows up as a puppet on a Christian explaining the rapture to kids video. And it's really fun.
Interesting.
It's a good episode. Next.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Mulaney got expanded to 16 episodes instead of just 6.
Woo!
Although I don't know what's happening in terms of... I thought those 6 episodes were going to air, like, mid-season, like the season that just finished, or in the summer, it looked like.
I was going to say, is it not airing in the summer?
Well, now it's airing in the fall, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
But the weird thing is, 16 episodes? That's weird for a season. Although, apparently Fox is just doing weird stuff where, like, they're trying in-betweens between full seasons and event series. I think Mindy Project's only getting, like, 18 episodes next year.
No!
Yay! Because it's a mediocre show.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I watched a couple episodes. I was not impressed.
You shut your whore mouth. This season? You weren't impressed with the episodes this season?
No, I wasn't. I was not.
Loathe you.
But you
like the new girl. I want you on record saying you think the New Girl is a better show than the Mindy Project.
Generally, sure. I kind of fell off New Girl this season. I thought, as much as I love Damon Wayans Jr., I think adding Coach in there has kind of thrown off the balance, because every episode they keep trying to find a way. It's like how Winston was in, like, season 1, where they didn't know what to do with him. And now it's like that all over again, where, like, every episode we have to have a Coach plot, but they don't know what to do to make him funny without just turning him into his happy ending as a character, which they apparently just don't want to do.
Yeah, I think they should have... Because Mindy Project was actually a bubble show. Like, it was very close to being canceled.
Yes.
And I really think they should cancel New Girl, not Mindy. Mindy forever.
Wow.
And ever.
Are you looking forward to Let's Be Cops?
I watched the trailer for Let's Be Cops. Yeah.
All right, leave it there.
Yeah.
That kind of says everything. My girlfriend actually said you wouldn't be excited about that movie if it was anybody except Jake Johnson, Damon Wayans Jr.
And that's
what
it is.
Absolutely, because those two people are funny and they can make things funny.
See, and Jake Johnson, I'm a little worried about oversaturation with Jake Johnson. And nobody drafted him this year, which will be a huge oversight if somebody doesn't draft him next year, because I think
after, I don't know, maybe 2 seasons from now, after Jurassic World comes out next summer, and he is, like, I think he's the co-lead with Chris Pratt.
Yes, he is.
I think Chris Pratt's going to be a huge, he's going to be one of the first drafts next season.
See, and I've already gone for I am only drafting women next season, so I can't draft any of those people. I'm doing only women.
Is that some, like, principle or something? I haven't heard of this.
Well, I get accused a lot of being a woman hater. I don't know why.
Where did this come from? On this podcast? On the group chat? Or just in your everyday life?
It's every other comments. Leah doesn't like women. Maybe it's just Matt telling me that. I'm not sure.
I don't remember any of this, to your credit. I'm on your side. I don't even remember people referring to you as this.
Evidently people, like Brian and Matt have both made comments about how I don't like women. And I don't know where that comes from. Because I love women. But I also think that there was a lot more women hosts this year than Mel. Is that my imagination?
I don't have the numbers right in front of me.
And I just think that there's, Hunger Games is coming out next year, and I think that there's a lot of good women picks. So I'm going to go women.
I
Yay,
know that
women.
the AV Club, at least in the review this week, said, hey, have you guys noticed that this season has been very women-heavy in the cast? And that's delightful.
Yeah, I mean, this episode in particular, I'm guessing because it's the Mother's Day episode, which is kind of weird, but almost... I didn't feel like there were very many guys in them at all.
Yep. Strong, Bayer, McKinnon, Pedrad all did really well. Killing's the only one in the top 5 of the regular cast. Yeah, because
SNL does that thing where they kind of match up an opposite sex person to whoever's hosting.
I did think of that last night, yeah.
And
like
Taryn was who they matched up with her.
Didn't Sashir, wasn't it like her second or third episode? And it was just a huge episode because it was Drake hosting. And they needed a girlfriend for Drake in every other sketch.
Yeah.
Or a daughter in one of the sketches, I think. Which is weird.
She did play his daughter in one of them.
In the sleepover sketch, I want to say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But his girlfriend in every other sketch.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Yeah.
Anywho. But, Mulaney... First of all, we're excited about Mulaney because Mulaney's hilarious.
Tell me the premise of Mulaney.
I believe... Here's the thing. I know it changed somewhat between the NBC version and the new Fox version, but if I remember correctly, it is Martin Short is the host of some sort of TV show.
Awesome.
I think at one point it was a game show. I don't know if that's still true. And Mulaney is his writer-producer who has to put up with his crazy antics.
Wait. Did we just remake Up All Night?
Holy shit. Holy shit.
This is what you're describing to me.
No, you're right. But I don't think I'm wrong about Mulaney. Let me look it up. But you're right. Maybe that's why NBC
is
said
Nassim
no.
his wife who just had a baby and is now a stay-at-home mom?
Maybe this is why NBC said no. Because they're like, we have that exact same show right now, and it's tanking.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be like a 30 Rock and a Studio 60 all over again, right?
Pretty much. Elliot Gould is also on it.
Love him.
Mulaney does play a stand-up comedian, but apparently he's also a writer for Martin Short. I don't know. I can't find a premise right off the top of my bat right now.
Okay.
But it probably means Nassim's gone.
Yeah, I mean...
Finally.
Yeah.
In one sense, because... she is not being... I'm going to be happy to see...
I'll be very happy to see her utilized by somebody.
In any way whatsoever.
Yeah.
Even
because she really is so good when she's on, one skit she's on, every week on SNL. She's
even as a romantic
so
foil.
good. Yes.
But knowing that she'll have at least a few minutes of screen time on 16 episodes of a sitcom is probably a better guarantee of screen time than doing 20 episodes of SNL in a year.
I'm guessing better pay and better hours as well.
True. It's a multicam sitcom, so it probably takes one day to film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, moving on.
I don't know, kind of sad to see her go in a way because I feel like she was the female Bill Hader. I honestly feel like she probably had a lot of depth and had kind of different characters she could do. She could play the straight woman if she needed to, but like the show just never recognized her.
It's very strange to me because I really do think Nassim, and maybe she wasn't great at the writing aspect. Maybe that's why she never got much play. Because acting wise, she nailed every part that.
But I also feel like she had some very specific characters that must have been partly written by her. Maybe she wasn't good at writing anything except the crazy like Heshi or Shalon or, really out there characters. And that those characters, they couldn't do one every single week. So.
I guess
I don't know.
I don't know.
But I feel like for the last 3 or 4 years, she's had a season that we've seen from people who are about to get fired from the show. But they always keep her on. Which in one way is good, but in one way it's like, why torture Nassim?
Well, why would she want to stay?
Hashtag save Nassim.
Hashtag cancel Deep Thoughts. Hashtag save Nassim.
Mm-hmm. No, although to be fair, we are not holding her hostage.
No.
That could be a misconception when you put those two hashtags back to back.
No, I'm sure she's safe and sound in her apartment.
Safe and sound. Ba, 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 ba. Safe and sound.
Are you done? Get that out of your system?
All right. Do we want... And, it was announced... there's not really much to talk about except I'm excited that Casey Wilson and Ken Marino are starring in a sitcom from the creator of Happy Endings, which will be airing Tuesdays at 9 p.m. on NBC.
What is the premise for that show?
Marry Me is the name of it, as far as I know.
Marry me!
I can't say that sentence without saying it in the same cadence as Maybe from Arrested Development.
Yeah, I was going to say, is Maybe going to be on it?
Mm-hmm. Maybe just stepped in the room and said the title for me and then walked out. I don't know if I was clear about that.
We've had so many guests tonight.
So
it's
many.
So
just a star-studded lineup. We probably won't promote any of them. We probably won't even put their names in the description because they really did this on the sly. We're not even giving them SAG scale, so...
Well, and people should just listen to the episode in order to find all the little Easter eggs.
Well, this is your surprise, listener. This is your treat. This is your loyalty being paid off. Is that you...
You've gotten Andy. You've gotten Maybe. I don't know her real name.
Charlize popped in.
Charlize popped in for a second. Yep. We had a talking bird.
Mm-hmm. And if I had to use a word to describe it, I would say treat and not... You have to put up with this. Anywho, so that's... I don't know anything beyond, I think Ken Marino and Casey Wilson are married. And it'll be fun because it's
it doesn't sound like they're married.
Oh, it maybe does sound like, hey, you should marry me, but they had to shorten the title.
I bet Casey Wilson is going to play a Canadian who comes to America and she finds out that she's about to be deported back to her country unless Ken Marino marries her.
Now, if you didn't just read that off the Wikipedia, I'd say you came up with a solid sitcom premise and you should sell that right now.
Thank you.
And then Parks got announced for a final season, which I think I've covered on the show before, is kind of what I would have hoped.
I'm really, like, after the, season finale, I'm
spoiler alert.
Greatly intrigued on how they're going to do, because evidently they're going to jump back and forth between time.
What I read was that they are planning to have the show take place pretty much entirely in the future.
But they're going to be jumping back to, fill you in on things that happen. I think
they said they will do flashbacks if it makes sense if they need to, do context for why something is the way it is right now. But I don't think they said they were planning on doing that all that often. I think they just said they were open to doing flashbacks and filling in some plot if they need to.
That is not what I read.
Well, I read Michael Schur in an interview. Who's your source?
Is he related to Paul Schur?
No, they have different last names. It's pronounced differently. It's Schur versus Sheer. Get your fucking headphones on right.
My source was Amy Poehler when we had brunch this morning, actually.
Oh, fuck. At the bakery?
At Community Bakery. I call it brunch. We really...
Bakery?
No.
Magnolia! I was setting you up for a running gag throughout this entire podcast entirely predicated on your stories that you only bring up last minute when we happen to come across a topic, and then you're like, oh yeah, I have a story about that. This guy was a total dick at Magnolia Bakery.
Magnolia Bakery. We had brunch, which consists of us eating 6 cupcakes each. And
well, now I know you're lying because Amy Poehler only eats waffles.
No, her character, Rob, her character only eats waffles.
Her what?
Her character.
What's that?
It's the person she plays on Parks and Recreation.
What's that?
It's a TV show.
What's that?
It's where they film people saying lines and reading from a script. And
what's that? And and 10 more minutes. Comedy banging reference. And I think we're done. I think we got most of it, most of what we need. So, we're still unsure what we're doing for the season finale. There may or may not be a viewing party. Leah, you cannot make it, correct?
I cannot, and I actually have really big news, and so,
Someone's pregnant.
Happy Mother's Day! No,
Okay.
I'm not pregnant, and it's offensive that that's what you would think my big news would be.
I only saw that because I saw your figure lately, and I...
Whoa! Are you making a fat joke?
I was mostly making a, we don't live even in the same city. We have not, I don't think we've ever been face to face. We just do a podcast over Skype.
You should absolutely know we've never been face to face.
I was like 99% sure. I don't know.
Except when
I was trying to think
hang outside of your apartment and
if
don't
you've been
say
in
anything
at Trivia
to you.
Club or something last summer, or anyway. But what's your big news?
I am actually going to London to film for 2 months.
Really?
So, yeah.
Where are you filming?
I am filming several different things. So, and
What's
also
your job?
airfare to
You've
Toronto.
never been clear about your job. You just happen to have some sort of employment where you run into famous people at the exact moment that they're being a dick.
I do think that I have told you guys what my job was when I met all those famous people.
Just a PA event person?
No, I worked for BAFTA, British Academy of Film and Television.
Okay, so what are you doing now?
Now I do, well, I'm not going to London because of what I do now. I'm quitting my job, and I am going to London to film.
Film what?
I'm going to do some short films and, things like that. I'm also going to be, as a side project, me and one of my friends who lives there, are going to be doing a travel channel type thing, and we're going to go to places and act out weird traditions that those places has.
Okay, I completely ignored that to look up what's filming in London this summer. Are you doing Avengers 2?
Yes.
Okay, alright, well that's all cleared up.
But I'm not allowed to say that. So
Okay. Are you ScarJo's body double?
I am not allowed to say what I will be playing for the Avengers film.
Ooh, confirmation through denial. Alright.
I would be in breach of contract, and Marvel.
Well, congratulations
would come and kill me.
on your big trip coming up and all your projects.
Thank you.
Does that mean it probably means it'll be difficult to come up with stuff to do, because we were talking about maybe doing fill-in episodes in the summer, but...
I'll still be around. Skype will still work in London.
Yeah, but you'll be on a 5-hour delay difference, which I believe just means that we will never have... I don't know. I'm pretty sure the way it works is that it'll never be light daytime at the same time.
Well, we'll see. I feel like you can always ask.
All right. Well, thank you for being on this week, especially since it was tough to get kind of any episode in the air. But next week, hopefully we'll have some sort of super episode covering the finale and thoughts of the season, or that might be a second episode afterwards. I don't know. But I feel like next week will be lengthy.
Yes, I would assume so, yeah.
Yes. And hopefully you will be involved.
I would love to be involved, Rob.
That's an invitation.
Thank you so much for having me.
You are very welcome.
And thank you to all of our guests who showed up.
Oh my god. I want to thank the cast. I want to thank the crew. It's been the most fun week I've ever had. If anybody has the chance to host Deep Thoughts on SNL, I would really recommend it. Thank you to Andy Samberg, Charlize Theron, Nassim Fadred. Oh my god, I'm running out of people. I'm running out of people. Oh god, Leah, what's your Twitter? What's
the
your
bird
Twitter?
who can talk.
What's your Twitter?
At Leah Sueko.
Okay, mine is at Rob Exists if you want to follow Deep Thoughts SNL on Twitter. Oh my god, the music is playing. It's the SNL goodbye music. Okay, bye.